level thing. Before real estate, what were you doing or what are you currently doing?
I am in accounting. So I'm in Arizona and I work for a nonprofit and I'm in the accounting department. I've been in accounting for over 20 some odd years, which makes me feel really old saying that. But yes, that's what I do.
Wow, wow. So from accounting to real estate, I guess what got you on board and started this real estate journey?
Yeah. I actually was watching a video with my son. We came across this one of those 5 minute videos that Dennis Prager does on PragerU with Robert Kiyosaki from Rich Dad Poor Dad, and that's what intrigued me. We watched that video. My son really liked it, and I had to buy the book. I bought the book, and it's incredible. Like I think everybody should read that book. Such great information, very easy to follow, and some really good steps towards getting into real estate. And so that's what started my journey.
Sure. Okay, fair
Yeah,
enough. I think most people start off by reading that book. I know I did as well.
yeah.
Most people who are in the industry has definitely read that book. So what's your focus now in regards to real estate?
Well, my focus has always been looking at buy and hold. That's what I want to do. I have to admit, I have suffered from what is called as shiny object syndrome. So I hear I'm not the only one.
Right.
But one thing that's always remained was that I want to buy and hold. I want something that I can have long through retirement, right? I want
Sure.
that cash flow. So then it's just a question of am I doing just the straight long-term rentals? Am I going to do short-term rentals, mid-term rentals, pad splits? Another thing that's come up, right? So, um, yeah. So I have decided that I'm thinking that the long-term, mid-term is really where I want to focus.
Okay.
Pad split could be an option. I was talking to someone from Pad Split last week, in fact, and one of the regional guys from Pad Split actually, and he said, "Well, you could do that with multifamily as well." And I had not thought of that because I'm looking at multifamily and single family, and that that sounds like a really awesome option to have. It's just a matter of what area it's in and so on. So yeah,
Mhm.
that's basically what I'm looking at. I've got my buy boxes for multifamily and for single family, just focusing in Arizona and really focusing on that buy and hold strategy.
Gotcha. And we'll get into that buy box in just a minute, but let me ask, in regards to the shiny object syndrome, which you're right, everybody has, especially once you're new, you're jumping into the business, watch all the YouTube videos, everybody has an idea, everybody can make money in so many different avenues. Is it does become a little bit, overwhelming and difficult to find where your particular path is. Do you feel that you've figured out a way to overcome the shiny object syndrome, or do you feel you're kind of still in that overwhelmed state?
It's funny because at Pace's book signing a little while ago, I had mentioned I'm trying not to feel overwhelmed. with all of the awesome information and options that he provides the community. And he said, no, you're supposed to feel overwhelmed. So, I got some different ideas on that. Being a manager, and working with my team and talking about what does it feel, or what is it about being overwhelmed? How does that impact you? And I think that, um, if you can recognize there's so much opportunity here, and you're overwhelmed by the fact that the sky is the limit, right? That, oh my gosh, I have so many options, and that gets you going, and that excites you, then that's great. I don't see any problem with that kind of feeling of overwhelm. But what I typically see and what I've experienced is that you feel so overwhelmed that, by so many options and so many things to do, and what you need to do this option versus this option versus this option, that then you don't do anything. You freeze because you don't know where to start. And so that's not good. That's not the good part of feeling overwhelmed. And so, for me, what I try to look at is I go back to, okay, what can I control? What was my original goal? And, I look at, okay, what steps do I need to get there? What steps do I need to take to get there? And that can be overwhelming as well, just asking yourself that question, right? So it's like, okay, what could be the first step I could take? And so one thing that I did, and this is not necessarily, what I'm recommending for everybody, but for me, what I found is that I am very detailed and very methodical, and I I have the fear of failure, right? So it's like, okay, I'm just going to take this one step at a time. So funding is important. So I'm going to focus on, what do I need for funding? Okay, there's private money lenders, there's hard money lenders, right? I could use my own, my credit and that kind of thing. So, I'm going to try to talk to all the hard money lenders. I'm going to try to talk to private money lenders and really understand what that process looks like. And what I've found is that by reaching out to private money lenders and hard money lenders and, contractors, I don't know anything about rehab. What do I need to do for rehab? So I'm talking to contractors. What I've found is that now I've made all these connections. And so when I'm talking to different ones as I network, now I have that resource. Now I could say, oh, you need a private money lender or you need a hard money lender. Let me see if I can make that connection. Right.
Yeah.
So, which has now led me to see that I, am a connector, right? I just need to figure out how to monetize that, right? But I have made so many connections, and I continue to make so many connections, that now I can be a resource to others. I can help other people when they're starting out. Where do you need, what do you need? Do you need money? Okay, let me see if I can help you with that. Do you need contracts? Do you need, contractors? What do you need? And maybe I can make that connection for you. So I
Yeah,
don't know. Did I
definitely.
answer your question?
No, 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 you definitely did. In regards to, you being that connector and figuring out how to monetize that, I would suggest that maybe if someone, whatever, depending on what someone is bringing to you and how you're connecting the other individual to them, where's the monetary gain between that person who needs something and the person that you're connecting, and how you can squeeze in between that monetary gain. So someone brings a deal and they need a private money lender, maybe you can get a percentage of their deal.
Right.
um So that's usually the out of box thinking that us as real estate investors have to come up with. How can everybody benefit from an
Exactly.
opportunity? Because yeah, if you're connecting people, you definitely should reap the benefits of your rewards for connecting people. But
Exactly. Hmm.
you're actually, whether you realize it or not, you're jumping a hurdle that most people are scared to jump over, which is the networking aspect of real estate, which is actually the most important part of real estate, because being able to have a community of people that can assist you helps you grow a lot faster. So can you break that down as far as how did you find the private money lenders, the contractors? Are you going to real estate meetup groups? What exactly are you doing to find these people?
Yeah. So from Rich Dad Poor Dad, he suggests going to the local Real Estate Investors Association meetings. So that's actually where I started. And I still actually attend many of those meetings. I actually went to a tax planning meeting last night
Wow.
that was put on by ASREA, the Arizona Real Estate Investors Association. And so that's really where I started, was making connections there. And I think it was Pace or somebody who said your net work is your net worth,
Hmm.
right? Which
Right.
just blew my mind. I'm like, oh my God, I need to meet
Right.
people. I need to build relationships. And I mean, I just thought I had to buy a house and rent it out and make some money. And now I'm learning, like, no, it's very much a relationship business. It's a team business, right? You don't need to. I think one thing that is super helpful, but also can be, I guess, kind of scary, is you don't need to know everything about this process to still be successful. But if you're not going to know everything, then you have to know people that know things, right? So it's not the how am I going to do this, or how does this work? It's who do I know that knows this? And so, yeah, so I made a lot of connections from the different meetings that I've gone to through ASREA. But I would say that I probably have, not probably, I have, there's no doubt. When I joined Pace's group, that made my community exponentially bigger, right?
Sure.
Because when you join that community, it's not just Pace that you're getting the whole community, which was huge for me. That was the one of the biggest benefits that I thought about in joining, is not just learning all of the creative ways that you can get a property, but the community. And it's funny because through this Project Forward, that process that we're going through, we had to get a battle buddy. And the saying has always been, it doesn't matter what state you're in, you always have friends when you're a part of the Sub 2 community. Well, my world just got bigger because my battle buddy is in Israel. So I
Wow.
have gone international.
Nice.
I'm
Nice.
like, this is awesome. So when I go to Israel, I got friends there too.
Right.
so
Right. Wow.
so yes, this community is huge, and I would say that it actually got much bigger after I started on this project,
Hmm.
because part of the homework has been that you got to put yourself out there and start meeting people. And it's not
Right.
just for our podcast that we're doing,
Hmm.
but we're actually going out there and introducing ourselves to newbies, right?
Right.
And it's not even necessarily that you have anything to offer. You could be a newbie yourself, um, but you're introducing yourself, you're reaching out, and then that just builds your network even more. And
Hmm.
so, yeah, I have met so many people, and my network has grown so much just by joining Paces community.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you definitely don't know. what another person has to offer until you reach your hand out and meet them, even if they're new, whether they're a vet in this real estate industry. Everybody has something to offer. And so, yeah, definitely sending those links out. I know it's helped me because I definitely wasn't doing that before with Calendly and all of that. And it's definitely a game changer. I wanted to ask as well, what methods are you using to find your real estate deal?
Mm. So I tried PropStream and that I had no problems with that. I did just the trial deal with it. And then while I was in that trial period, I actually was in another mentorship. And during that mentorship, they actually walked us through how to use batch leads.
Okay.
And so I really uh, liked what I saw with batch leads. I think it was super helpful having somebody walking me through what that looked like. Whereas with PropStream, I just signed up for the trial and was trying to figure out things myself. And I'm pretty technically savvy, but I mean, there's still so many bells and whistles with all of these programs. I've talked to other people about what they prefer, what programs they've used, and it's like, well, they're all basically the same. They're all connecting to MLS, and it's just a matter of how quickly they update. Maybe some have some different bells and whistles than others. The one thing that I noticed that was different with batch leads versus PropStream is that I can, when I'm searching an area, I can actually create my own boundaries.
Mm.
So I'm not limited to just putting in a zip code or an address or a city state. I can actually draw a, a hexagon if I want of this is the area that I'm looking for. And then I can apply my filters from there to say, okay, I want all multifamilies, apartments, quads, triplexes, duplexes. They've got all kinds of options there. And then you can filter further based on property characteristics, MLS. Yeah, I mean, there's so many options there. And then what's really cool is I can save that list, and as properties come up meeting that criteria, it'll automatically update the list, which I really like. I get a notification for that. I
Right.
can export it to Excel and work on it from there. So yeah, so I've been using batch leads and it's
Okay.
been pretty good. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. And so what's that buy box? I know you said you're looking for multifamily, you're looking for single family as well.
Yeah.
I guess what if someone has an opportunity, what should they be sending to you?
Yeah, definitely. So for single family, I want 3 or 4 bedroom, 2 bath, and looking specifically in Phoenix, Glendale, Peoria, um, Scottsdale, Arizona, and hopefully sub 2 or some kind of creative finance. Ideally, I can also do, bring in a private money lender and do cash if that's necessary. But if we're looking at sub 2, I would like 5% or less on that interest rate. Let's see, 2000 or newer preferred. But if there are, if it's been well kept, I might consider something older. Definitely looking for light or cosmetic rehab.
Yeah.
Um, I don't want to get into the scary stuff. At least not quite yet. Want to focus
Gotcha.
on the light cosmetic. I'm trying to think what else. So I think that's pretty much it for the property characteristics of what I'm
Okay.
looking for. Oh, Class B neighborhoods.
Sure.
I'm not trying to get into the luxury or the CDs area. I just want to be in the middle. I'm good with the
Gotcha.
middle. and in multifamily, I have a specific need. I'm actually looking to try to house hack a small multifamily for my mom,
Oh, wow.
which
Okay.
I didn't even know what house hacking was at the beginning of my journey, right? So I've learned a ton. And I thought, you know what, this would be perfect for my mom. She doesn't like the apartment that she lives in. And so I thought, okay, one story, small, like I can't imagine more than 5 units to put her in, and 2 bedroom, 1 bath units. And specifically looking at the 85020, 85022, and 85032 areas, because it's my mom. She's going to be in one of these places. So I want to
Right.
make sure she's not too far, that she's in an area that she's used to and that she likes. And, if we have a 2 story, she's going to be complaining about somebody stomping upstairs. So I'm trying to look out for my mom here.
Right.
So yeah, that's what I'm looking for on the multifamily.
Okay, cool. So one last question, I guess, what would you say is probably has been your biggest challenge in this
Mm,
real estate industry?
me,
Okay.
my mindset, I keep, as much as I would like to point everywhere else, if I'm going to be really honest with myself, it's my mindset, which is why I really look forward to going to as many meetups and talking to other people, because it inspires me. Everybody has started in the same place, right? It's not everybody was born into real estate and has had that opportunity to grow up in it and know how it all works.
Sure.
Which is why I'm very passionate about my son. Like, I've been sharing my journey with my son, and he's 15. He wants to get into real estate, right? So like, I can make a whole podcast about generational wealth, starting out your kids in real estate.
Right.
I'm really excited about doing that with him, because gosh, if I had known the opportunities that we have here, and Pace keeps showing us more and more
Hmm.
opportunities, right?
Hmm.
It's just like, wow, who knows where I could have been. I'm not complaining. I love my life,
Hmm.
and I'm very thankful and grateful for everything that I have and where I'm at and the people I've met along the way. But wow, like, I could have had more and done more if I had known sooner. And maybe I wouldn't have been so stuck in some of the mindset stuff that I've been, dealing with, because it can be challenging. Yeah, so I'm working on it, and I keep focusing on what is my why,
Yep.
right? Because if my why is strong enough, and it is, if I look at that every single day, that's what I started committing to. What is my why? And I wrote it down, and I look at it every single day. This is why I'm doing everything that I'm doing. So yeah, I might get a little scared about doing a podcast, or uh, you know, I haven't even gone live yet on any of that stuff because I'm nervous. But I get scared about talking to somebody or going to a meetup or whatever it is. What do I have to offer? Right?
Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
I'm doing the launch pad with Dean and Tony, right?
Hmm.
And Dean
Hmm.
talks about, you've got these two sides. You got the negative voice and the positive voice.
Hmm.
And oh my gosh, the devil and the angel is real, and I get these negative things coming in my head telling me I'm not moving fast enough, or I'm not smart enough on this. It's taking me longer than it should, and all of these kind of self-defeating ideas. And it's like, no, I am a badass. I can do this. I've done lots of wonderful good things. I've accomplished a lot,
Hmm.
and I can do this. Like, if anybody else can do this, I can do this. And this is why I want to do it. So yeah, it's a daily reminder though, for sure.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think, we all have that mindset. We all have something that our inner thoughts that are holding us back. But I would definitely say the most important thing is take action
Yes.
and find your avenue, find what you're looking for, and just continue to just stay at it, stay consistent with it, and everything that you're looking for is definitely going to come. And that's for everybody out there who's thinking the same way. I think the same way myself, and I just have
Yep.
to stay consistent with it. So yes,
Oh,
yes.
yeah. That's so true. The consistency is key. You can make a lot of headway one day and then you're not doing anything the rest of the week. How much did you really accomplish then?
Mm,
Right? It really is
exactly.
the consistency and taking that uncomfortable action,
Hmm.
right? But
Hmm.
why are you going to be willing to take that uncomfortable action, right? You got to go
Exactly.
back to your why and then say, okay, this is why I'm doing it. I want to do this. I want this freedom, or I want my retirement. I
Hmm.
want my children to have a place to live and not have to worry about, whatever. Like everybody's got their different whys,
Hmm.
right? And that has to be compelling enough to make you take action, that uncomfortable action to get out of your comfort zone. Because, hey, what I've been doing for over 20 years, that's super easy. I can figure that stuff out. I don't get scared. It's just like, okay, that's one more thing I got to do.
Right.
This is out of my comfort zone. And it's like, ooh, okay, what kind of action do I got to take now? Oh,
Right.
okay,
Right.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm going to do it.
And at the same time, you can use what you've done over the past 20 years to your advantage and
True.
find someone else to JV with that does things that you haven't done before, whether it's talking to sellers or whatever the case may be. If you're more analytical because you're an accountant, then you can work the numbers and you find
Yeah.
someone who can talk to the sellers and they may not be good with the numbers. So it's like we said in the beginning, it's a team sport. And taking action, networking, and I'm pretty sure this time next year you're gonna have multiple properties under your belt and
Oh,
headed
yeah.
towards your why and accomplishing all the things that you're planning to accomplish. So I mean, you've already done more than most people. Your background has all your information that I'm sure most people wouldn't even think to do. So if you look at it in that aspect, you're taking the right steps and just keep going.
Yes.
Well, that's
Thank
all
you.
that I have. I know we're coming close to the time where this is going to turn off on us. But did you have anything else to say? You want to give your information, even though you've given most of it on your background
It's
there. So
here. Yeah. Yeah. I've been playing around with the backgrounds. That's something that Caroline Kane shared in one of the newbies. You got to have a background in these Zooms, right? And
mhm.
so I've been playing with it. I used to have my buy boxes there. And then since joining Project Forward, I was like, you know what? I'm going to figure out how to use a QR code and create
Nice.
a create a Calendly so people can just scan that and let's meet up, let's talk, and let's see how we can help each other. So
Nice.
yeah, I'm happy that you reached out,
Hmm.
and let's connect. Let's see what we can do together.
Hey, let's make some money together. That's what I always tell everyone. How can we make money together in the next 30 days? So, let's figure it out.
Yes.
Okay.
Awesome.
Well, hey, Stephanie, it's been great speaking with you, and I look forward to finding opportunities together with you.
Awesome. Let's do it. Have a good
All right.
day.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.